The anointing of God is not always a gentle touch. It is a force, a calling that sets you apart. When you are dangerously anointed, the world shifts around you, for you no longer belong to the patterns of ordinary men. You begin to walk a path unseen, guided by the unseen hand of divine power, and those around you either marvel or fear the presence you carry. The first sign is isolation. When the hand of God is upon you, separation becomes inevitable. Friends drift away, relationships grow distant, and even family may not understand you. This is not a punishment, but a divine rearrangement. The anointing demands solitude, for in silence, revelation comes. The noise of the world is stripped away, leaving only you and God. In that space, He molds you, breaks you, and reshapes you into the vessel He needs. There is a restlessness in your spirit, an inability to conform to the expectations of the world. The places that once satisfied you no longer do. The conversations that once entertained you now feel empty. The desires that once ruled you fade away, for your soul is being prepared for something greater. You are being drawn to things unseen, called to a reality higher than the one around you. The ordinary no longer satisfies, because you were never meant to live an ordinary life. The anointing brings opposition. The moment you step into your divine calling, resistance arises. People question you, misunderstand you, and some will even turn against you. But opposition is the confirmation that you are moving in the right direction. When you carry divine power, the darkness takes notice. Do not be discouraged, for every great destiny attracts great warfare. The trials you face are not to break you, but to reveal who you truly are. Your words begin to carry weight. You may not fully understand it, but when you speak, things shift. People listen differently. Some are drawn to you, while others feel discomfort in your presence. It is not you they react to, but the anointing upon you. You will notice that even in casual conversations, your words have power. They cut through illusions, shake the comfortable, and stir something deep in others. This is the mark of divine authority. Strange favor follows you. Doors open where there were once walls. Opportunities come unexpectedly. People feel compelled to help you without knowing why. This is because when you are anointed, you do not move alone. Heaven backs you. But with this favor comes responsibility. You cannot abuse it, for what is given can also be taken. The anointing is not for personal gain, but for divine purpose. There is an unshakable inner knowing, an awareness that you were born for more. Even if you try to ignore it, it calls to you in the stillness. It whispers to you in moments of doubt. No matter how far you run, you cannot escape it. The anointing has marked you, and it will not let you settle. The world may try to distract you, but deep inside, you know. Your life is not your own. You are sent here for something greater. You experience divine encounters, moments where the veil between heaven and earth feels thin. Dreams, visions, unexplainable coincidences all become frequent. These are not accidents. They are messages, confirmations, reminders that you are walking a path ordained by God. Pay attention. Do not dismiss them as mere imagination, for the spiritual realm speaks to those who are awake enough to listen. Finally, there is a price to pay. The anointing is costly. It demands sacrifice. Comfort must be surrendered. The approval of men must be released. There will be days of doubt, nights of wrestling, moments of deep loneliness. But understand this. Those who are dangerously anointed do not live for themselves. They are carriers of something far greater than their own desires. They are chosen, not for ease, but for impact. The anointing on your life is not ordinary. It is dangerous, because it disrupts, transforms, and awakens. You will never be able to blend in, for the light within you will always shine. Embrace it. Walk boldly. Do not fear the cost, for what you carry is greater than anything you could ever lose. The anointing is a fire that cannot be quenched. It burns within you, reshaping everything in its path. You may try to resist it, to walk away from its call. For once God has placed His mark upon you, there is no turning back. The world may try to pull you in different directions, offering distractions, temptations, and even comfort. But you will never truly belong to it. There is something different about you, something set apart, something that makes you a misfit in spaces where others feel at home. This is the price of being chosen. You will feel an urgency that others do not understand. a divine stirring in your soul that makes you restless. You see the world differently. You perceive things before they happen. You sense shifts in the spiritual realm before they manifest in the physical. When you speak with conviction because the words are not yours. They are given to you. And when you move, things align, not by your own power, but by the invisible hand of God orchestrating every step. People will notice, even if they cannot explain it. Some will be drawn to you without understanding why. They will feel comfort in your presence, a sense of peace that goes beyond words. Others will be unsettled, even hostile, because the light within you exposes the darkness in them. It is not personal. It is the nature of the anointing. You do not have to announce it. It announces itself. When you enter a room, things shift. The atmosphere changes. What was hidden is brought to the surface. Do not be surprised when you find yourself misunderstood. The anointed do not fit into categories. They are too spiritual for the natural world and too radical for the religious. You will be labeled, criticized, and sometimes even rejected by those who once walked with you. But you must not allow this to shake you. Jesus himself was not accepted in his own hometown. The anointing sets you apart, and that separation is necessary. The warfare is real. The moment you step into your calling, resistance intensifies. Attacks come from unexpected places. People you trusted may turn against you. The enemy does not fight those who are going nowhere. If you are facing opposition, it is because you are a threat. But the battle is not yours to fight alone. The power within you is greater than the forces that rise against you. No weapon formed against you will prosper. There will be moments of deep loneliness, not because God has abandoned you, but because he is drawing you closer. There are lessons that can only be learned in isolation. There are revelations that can only be received in the quiet. The anointing requires seasons of separation, not as punishment, but as preparation. When God pulls you away, it is because he is about to release something greater through you. You will begin to experience divine provision. Doors will open that you did not knock on. Resources will come when you least expect them. What others strive for, you will receive effortlessly, not because you are lucky, but because you are walking in alignment with divine purpose. But this favor is not for you alone. It is a tool for the assignment placed on your life. You will notice an increase in wisdom beyond your years. Insights will come to you suddenly. Answers will rise in your spirit before the question is even asked. This is because the anointing grants access to knowledge that is not learned but revealed. You will know things without knowing how you know them. And when you speak, it will pierce the hearts of those who hear you. You may try to blend in, but you cannot. Even in moments of doubt, even when you feel unqualified, even when you want to walk away, the anointing will not let you. It will call you back. It will stir within you until you surrender. You will see signs everywhere, reminders that you were chosen for something more. No matter how much you try to silence it, the voice of purpose will whisper to you in the stillness. There will be seasons of breaking, not to destroy you, but to refine you. Every great anointing comes with the process. Before God releases you fully, he must break every limitation within you. He will strip away pride, fear, and everything that does not align with his purpose. It will feel like loss, but it is actually transformation. The things you once depended on will be removed so that you learn to depend on him alone. People will question your journey. They will not understand why you take the risks you do, why you walk away from certain opportunities, why you make decisions that seem illogical. But you do not operate by the world's logic. You are led by something greater. What looks like a setback to others is actually a setup for something divine. What seems like loss is actually gain in disguise. The enemy will try to convince you that you are not qualified, that you are not ready, that you are not enough. But whom God calls, he equips. The anointing is not about perfection. It is about surrender. If you are waiting to feel ready, you will never move. The power does not come from you. It flows through you. It is not your strength that matters, but your obedience. You will experience supernatural protection. Situations that should have destroyed you will pass over you. You will walk through storms that others do not survive. You will face battles that should have left you broken, yet you will come out untouched. This is not because of your own ability, but because you are covered. Angels are assigned to you. The enemy may try, but he cannot touch what is divinely protected. Your life will be a testimony. The things that happen to you will not make sense to those around you. They will see doors open, prayers answered, and miracles unfold. They will see you rise from places where others fell. They will wonder how you keep going, how you keep standing, how you keep believing, even when everything around you says otherwise. And the answer will always be the same. God's hand is upon you. You are not just anointed, you are dangerously anointed. You carry something that disrupts, transforms, and awakens. You will never live a normal life because you are not created for mediocrity. The calling on your life is too great, the purpose too vast, the power too strong. You must walk boldly without fear, without hesitation. The anointing is costly, but what you gain is far greater than anything you could ever lose. There will be moments when the weight of your calling feels unbearable. You will ask, why me? You will wonder if you are strong enough to carry what has been placed upon you. But understand this, God does not anoint the unprepared. The trials, the crushing, the isolation, they are not punishments. They are the making of you. Every tear, every sleepless night, every battle you have fought in silence is shaping you for what is coming. There is no anointing without suffering, no power without process. What you have endured is not in vain. It is proof that you have been set apart. You may look at others and wonder why their journey seems easier, why they do not face the same resistance, why doors open for them without a fight. But you are not like them. You are called to something higher, something greater, and the price is different. You will not be able to do what everyone else does. You will not be able to settle where others settled. The fire within you will not let you remain comfortable. It will push you beyond your limits, stretching you, refining you, until you become who you were always meant to be. People will come into your life and people will leave. Some will celebrate you and some will despise you. Some will recognize the calling on your life and others will try to diminish it. This is the nature of being chosen. You will not always be surrounded by those who understand you. The anointing makes you stand out, and not everyone will be comfortable with that. Do not waste time trying to explain yourself to those who refuse to see. To what is placed within you is not for their approval. It is for the glory of God. Your words will carry weight. When you speak, things will shift. Your prayers will not be ordinary. They will move mountains. You will declare things, and they will come to pass. This is not because of your own power, but because you are a vessel through which divine power flows. You must be careful with your words, for what you release will manifest. The anointing comes with authority, and with authority comes responsibility. Speak life, speak truth. Speak with the confidence of one who knows that heaven backs every word you utter. You will be misunderstood even by those closest to you. Your obedience will be questioned. People will say you have changed, that you are too intense, to focus, too different. But the truth is, you are not who you used to be. The anointing has transformed you. It has pulled you out of the ordinary and placed you on a different path. The things that once entertained you will no longer satisfy you. The places you once found comfort will no longer feel like home. This is not loss. This is elevation. You are being taken higher, and not everyone can come with you. There will be moments of divine encounters. Dreams, visions, signs that cannot be ignored. God will speak to you in ways that defy logic. You will wake up with a knowing in your spirit, a conviction that is unshakable. You will walk into rooms and feel the shift in the atmosphere before anything is said. You will sense when something is off, when someone is not who they claim to be, when an opportunity is not what it appears. This is discernment, a gift given to those who are anointed, trusted. Do not dismiss what your spirit is telling you. Your journey will not be one of ease, but it will be one of purpose. Every obstacle you face is a stepping stone. Every delay is set up for something greater. The enemy will try to discourage you, to make you believe that you are forgotten, that your labor is in vain. But God sees every sacrifice. He hears every silent prayer. He knows every battle you have fought behind closed doors. And in due time, you will reap what you have sown. The anointing on your life will not be wasted. You will experience seasons where everything accelerates, doors flinging open, opportunities arising, favor resting upon you in ways that make no sense. And then there will be seasons of stillness, where it seems as if nothing is happening, as if the heavens are silent. Do not be deceived by the quiet. It is in these moments that the greatest work is being done. The roots grow deep in stillness. The foundation is strengthened when no one is watching. Do not mistake delay for denial. What is coming is greater than anything you have imagined. People will look at you and wonder how you are still standing. They will see the storms you have walked through, the betrayals you have endured, the losses you have faced, and they will not understand how you continue to rise. But they do not see what sustains you. They do not see the unseen hand that holds you up, the grace that carries you through. You are not standing by your own strength. You are upheld by something far greater. This is why no attack can break you. No setback can destroy you. You are not just anointed. You are divinely protected. There will be moments when doubt tries to creep in, when you question whether you are truly chosen, when the weight of the journey feels too much to bear. But even in those moments, the anointing will remind you. It will stir within you, refusing to let you settle. You will try to walk away, but something will pull you back. You will try to ignore the calling, but it will keep knocking at the door of your spirit. But this is how you know you are dangerously anointed, because even when you feel weak, the fire does not go out. You are not created to blend in. You are not called to live an average life. There is nothing ordinary about you. The power that rests upon you is the same power that spoke the universe into existence, the same power that raised the dead, the same power that breaks chains and sets captives free. It is within you, and because of this, you cannot be stopped. No force in hell can stand against what God has placed inside of you. No, you will walk through doors you never knocked on. You will sit in rooms you never imagined. You will speak to people you never thought you would reach. And when it happens, you will know. It was never by your own ability, but by the anointing. The same anointing that set you apart, that refined you in the fire, that carried you through battles, is the same anointing that will elevate you, not for your glory, but for His. The enemy will try to silence you. He will use distractions, discouragement, even people close to you. He will plant doubt in your mind, whisper lies that make you question your worth, your purpose, your calling. But you must remember, he would not fight so hard if you were not a threat. The attacks are proof of the power within you. The resistance is confirmation that you are walking in divine purpose. You are not just anointed, you are dangerously anointed. And that means you carry something that hell fears. The world may not understand you, but heaven backs you. The road may not always be easy, but the victory is already assured. Walk in it, own it, do not shrink back. Do not let fear hold you captive. Do not let the opinions of others make you doubt what God has placed inside of you. There is a reason you feel different, a reason you cannot settle, a reason you cannot walk away from this calling no matter how hard you try. You are chosen, set apart, marked for something greater. You are anointed, and that anointing will take you places you never imagined, open doors you never thought possible, and transform lives beyond what you can see. Keep walking, keep believing, keep pressing forward. The best is yet to come. You will find yourself standing in places you never thought you'd be, speaking words that seem too powerful for your own mouth to carry. There will be moments when you wonder if you are truly the one for this task. But the anointing upon you will not allow you to retreat. It is not based on your own strength, your own wisdom, or your own understanding. It is divine, unstoppable, and beyond human comprehension. You are being moved, shaped, and prepared for something far greater than you could ever conceive. The anointing on your life will cause people to look at you with confusion. Some will admire you, while others will be offended by the power you carry. Do not expect to be understood. Do not wait for validation. The moment God's hand is upon you, you become a mystery. You will see things before others do, sense danger before it appears, and receive revelation that no one around you comprehends. This is not arrogance. This is the result of divine favor. It will be lonely at times, for not everyone can walk this path with you. But you are never truly alone. Every moment of isolation is an invitation into deeper communion with the one who anointed you. Now you will be tested, not to break you, but to refine you. Every storm you endure is not an accident, but a tool in the hands of the Almighty. Gold is purified in fire, and so are those who are anointed. You will feel the heat. You will feel the pressure. And there will be times when it seems like you will not make it through, but you will. The process is necessary because the anointing on your life is not light. It is heavy, weighty, and dangerous to anything that opposes the will of God. If you have been crushed, if you have been through seasons of pain that made no sense, know this: God was pressing the oil out of you. Anointing comes through pressing, and those who carry it must be willing to be broken. In order to release what is within them, there will be those who try to limit you, who try to tell you that you are not ready, that you should wait, that you should lower your expectations. Ignore them. They do not see what has been placed inside you. They do not hear what you hear. They do not carry what you carry. The anointing will cause you to move at a pace that others cannot match. You will see progress where others see failure. You will rise when others expect you to fall. This is the nature of divine acceleration. You will not have to force doors open, they will open by themselves. You will not have to chase opportunities, they will find you. What takes others years to accomplish, you will do in moments. But with this blessing comes responsibility. The anointing is not for personal gain. It is not for self-glory. It is for the fulfillment of divine purpose. You will see people fall away from your life, and you must not grieve those who cannot stay. Some were only meant to walk with you for a season. Do not hold on to relationships that God Himself is removing. Some will leave because they cannot handle the transformation happening in you. Some will distance themselves because the light in you exposes their darkness. Others will betray you, and you must not retaliate. Those who oppose you do not realize that they are only pushing you further into destiny. The rejection, the betrayal, the misunderstandings, they are all working together for your good. If they pushed you into prayer, if they caused you to seek God more, if they forced you to rely on His strength instead of human support, then they serve their purpose. Let them go. You will begin to experience the unexplainable. Situations will align in ways that defy human logic. Doors will open before you even knock. People will offer help without you asking. Things that seemed impossible will happen effortlessly. This is not coincidence. This is the favor that follows the anointed. But you must be careful. Favor attracts both support and opposition. The same anointing that draws people to you will also make others resent you. Some will celebrate you. Others will question why you are the one being elevated. Stay focused. Do not allow distractions to pull you off course. When you are anointed, you cannot afford to entertain every argument, respond to every critic, or explain yourself to those who do not understand. Your assignment is too great. Your destiny is too important. Your dreams will no longer be ordinary. When you sleep, you will receive divine instruction. You will wake up with answers to problems you never spoke about. You will see visions that make no sense to anyone but you. Pay attention. Do not dismiss what is being revealed to you. Write down what you see, for there will come a time when it will all make sense. The anointing sharpens your discernment, and you must trust what your spirit perceives. Do not second-guess yourself. Do not seek the approval of others before moving forward. When God speaks, move. There will be moments when you feel like you are not enough, when you question whether you are truly qualified for this calling. Remember this: God does not call the qualified. He qualifies the cold. You are not anointed because you are perfect. You are anointed because you are chosen. You are anointed because there is an assignment on your life that only you can fulfill. Do not compare your journey to anyone else's. The anointing on your life is unique, and your process will not look like anyone else's. The enemy will try to convince you that you are alone, that no one sees your struggles, that no one understands the battles you fight in secret. But heaven sees every tear, every silent prayer, every sacrifice. It is all accounted for. Nothing you have endured will be wasted. The things that were meant to break you will become the very things that make you unstoppable. The rejection, the pain, the isolation, they were all necessary. You are being positioned for something greater, something beyond what you can currently comprehend. You will feel the urgency in your spirit, the unshakable sense that you are made for more. Do not ignore it. The anointing on your life is not for someday, it is for now. You have been prepared for this moment, and nothing can stop what has already been set in motion. No opposition can block what God has ordained. No attack can cancel what has been spoken over you. Walk boldly, speak with authority, move in faith. You carry something dangerous, something that shakes the foundations of darkness, something that breaks generational curses, something that shifts atmospheres. You are not ordinary. You are not common. You are anointed. When fear tries to creep in, remind yourself who you are. When doubt whispers that you are not enough, silence it with the truths. You have been marked by God, and nothing can erase what has been placed upon you. The road ahead will not always be easy, but the victory is already assured. Keep moving forward. Keep trusting. Keep believing. The anointing will make a way where there is no way. The anointing will open doors no man can. The anointing will take you further than your own strength ever could. You are chosen. You are set apart. You are dangerously anointed. Walk in it. You will notice the shift in the atmosphere when you enter a room. Conversations will change, the energy will adjust, and people will either be drawn to you or repelled by you. This is the weight of divine presence upon your life. The anointing is not something you can hide. It radiates from you, even in your silence. It is not about your words, your actions, or even your intentions. It is about the Spirit moving through you. People will sense something different about you before you even speak. Some will seek to be near you because they recognize that you carry something powerful, while others will distance themselves because your presence convicts them. This is the cost of carrying something sacred. There will be moments when you wonder why you no longer fit in with the crowd, why certain friendships no longer feel the same, why the places that once felt comfortable now feel foreign. It is because the anointing separates. It does not allow you to stay where you no longer belong. What once entertained you will no longer interest you. What once satisfied you will leave you empty. This is not a loss. This is preparation. You are being pulled out of the ordinary and placed into the extraordinary. You are being called higher, and not everyone can go where you are going. Let go of the need to be understood. Let go of the desire to be accepted. When you are anointed, you must be willing to walk alone. Your prayers will shift. What once felt like routine will become divine encounters. You will begin to pray not just with your words, but with your spirit. You will feel an urgency within you to intercede, to declare, to speak life into situations that seem hopeless. You will see your prayers manifest faster, not because of your power, but because of the authority you now carry. Heaven responds to the anointed when you pray, doors open. When you speak, atmospheres shift. When you declare, things begin to move. This is not because of who you are, but because of who is within you. Do not take this lightly. Do not allow yourself to grow complacent. The moment you realize the power that has been placed in you, you must walk in it with confidence. You will experience resistance, but do not be discouraged. The enemy does not attack the weak. He attacks the powerful. If you feel like everything around you is coming against you, if you feel like the warfare is intense, if you feel like the pressure is unbearable, it is because the enemy sees what you carry. He knows that if you ever fully step into your anointing, nothing will be able to stop you. He is afraid of you, and he should be. The forces that once tried to keep you bound will tremble when they see you rise. The very things that once held you back will have no power over you anymore. Every lie spoken against you will fall to the ground. Every attempt to derail you will fail. What was meant to destroy you will become the very thing that strengthens you. Do not fear the attacks. Do not be shaken by the opposition. The anointing does not come without a cost. It does not rest upon the comfortable. It is forged in the fire of affliction, in the weight of suffering, in the depth of surrender. You will not be anointed without going through something that forces you to rely on God completely. There will be seasons of brokenness, not to weaken you, but to make you unshakable. There will be seasons of loss, not to punish you, but to detach you from everything that is not aligned with your calling. The anointing requires separation, consecration, and full dependence on God. Your perception will change. You will no longer see the world as others do. What they see is coincidence. You will recognize as divine orchestration. What they call luck, you will know as favor. Where they see impossibility, you will see God's power at work. Your thoughts will no longer be limited by logic or fear. You will understand that what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. Your faith will rise to a level where doubt cannot exist. You will no longer beg for blessings. You will walk as if they are already yours. You will no longer ask for doors to open. You will declare them open. This is the power of a dangerously anointed person. You do not move by sight. You move by revelation. There will be moments when you feel an overwhelming sense of destiny. You will wake up with purpose burning in your heart. Even when you try to ignore it, even when you try to run from it, it will pursue you. You were not chosen randomly. Before you took your first breath, this assignment was placed upon your life. The anointing is not something you earned. It is something you were given. You were set apart long before you even realized it. Every experience, every trial, every victory, every loss, it has all been shaping you for this moment. Nothing has been wasted, even the things that seemed unfair, the struggles that made no sense, the pain that felt unbearable. It was all preparation. The closer you get to stepping fully into your calling, the more intense the battles will become. Do not mistake resistance for failure. If you are facing opposition, it is a sign that you are moving in the right direction. If doors are closing, it is because the right ones are about to open. If people are turning against you, it is because their season in your life is over. If everything around you feels uncertain, it is because God is shifting you into something greater. Trust the process. Trust the anointing on your life. Do not rush what God is doing. The oil that rests upon you is not cheap. It is costly. It has been refined in the fire, pressed through the crushing, and poured out for a purpose. You will notice that your words carry weight. What you say will begin to happen. Be careful with your tongue. The anointing gives you the power to create, to build, to shape reality with your declarations. Speak life. Speak abundance. Speak healing. Speak victory. Do not use your words carelessly. The enemy will try to distract you, to tempt you into speaking negativity, into agreeing with lies. Guard your mouth. Guard your mind. Guard your spirit. You have been entrusted with something powerful. Do not misuse it. When people ask why you are different, why you see things before they happen, why you move with such confidence, why you are not afraid, tell them it is not you. It is the anointing. When they question how you keep rising despite the challenges, how you keep walking through doors that should have been locked, how you keep overcoming what was meant to destroy you, tell them it is not by your strength. It is the anointing. When they wonder why you are not afraid of the future, why you do not doubt, why you refuse to settle, tell them it is because you know who you are. You are not ordinary. You are not like everyone else. You are dangerously anointed. Everything you have been through has been leading you to this moment. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment, it was all part of the divine plan. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was accidental. The enemy tried to stop you, but he failed. The people who doubted you will watch you rise. The ones who counted you out will see that you were never out. You were just being prepared. The oil that is upon your life will make room for you. The anointing will take you places that human effort never could. You do not need to chase opportunities. They will find you. You do not need to prove yourself. The anointing will speak for you. This is your moment. This is your time. Step into it fully. Walk with confidence. Move with boldness. Do not shrink back. Do not apologize for being chosen. Do not hide what God has placed inside of you. The world needs what you carry. It is time to embrace who you truly are. You are not weak. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are anointed, and nothing can stop what God has set in motion. Keep walking, keep believing, keep declaring, and watch as everything that was promised begins to manifest before your very eyes. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere shifts. Some people will feel drawn to you, as if they recognize something within you that they cannot explain. Others will feel uneasy, uncomfortable in your presence, without understanding why. The anointing you carry is not invisible. It is felt, perceived, and even resisted by those who do not understand it. You do not have to announce that you are chosen. The evidence is in the way things move when you enter. The conversations change. The energy in the room adjusts. The anointing carries weight. And whether you like it or not, people will respond to it. You may begin to notice that you can no longer tolerate what you once allowed. The things that used to amuse you now feel empty. The places you once felt comfortable in now make you uneasy. This is not by accident. The anointing sets you apart. It will not allow you to remain where you no longer belong. This separation is necessary. You may lose friends. You may find yourself in isolation. You may even question why certain people have turned against you when you have done nothing to them. Do not be surprised when people begin to distance themselves from you. The anointing forces separation. Those who cannot handle what you carry will remove themselves, and those who are meant to walk with you will be drawn closer. Your spirit will begin to crave more. Ordinary conversations will not satisfy you. Surface-level relationships will no longer be enough. You will hunger for depth, for revelation, for understanding. You will find yourself drawn to wisdom, seeking out truth, and desiring things that others do not. Do not be discouraged when people do not understand you. The anointing does not come with the need for external validation. You do not need to explain yourself. You do not need to convince anyone of what has been placed inside you. Walk in confidence, knowing that you are being led by something greater than human approval. You will feel an undeniable pull towards something greater, even when you try to ignore it. Even when you attempt to blend in, something within you will not allow you to settle. This is the calling on your life, demanding that you step into it fully. You are not created for mediocrity. You are not designed to live a small, insignificant life. There is a purpose over you that cannot be ignored. The anointing comes with a mission. You may not fully understand it yet, but you will feel it. You will sense it. You will know deep within your spirit that you are meant for more. The enemy recognizes the anointing before you do. This is why your battles have been so intense. This is why you have faced opposition at every turn. The attacks on your life are not random. The resistance you face is not by accident. The enemy does not waste time fighting those who are powerless. He comes after those who are a threat. If you have felt like everything around you has been trying to break you, understand that this is because of what you carry. The anointing makes you a target, but do not fear. Every attack, every trial, every moment of pain is only preparing you. The more pressure applied, the greater the oil that is released. What was meant to destroy you is only refining you. Your prayers will shift. You will no longer pray from a place of desperation, but from a place of authority. You will no longer beg for things. You will declare them. You will no longer ask for permission. You will walk as if it is already done. This is the power of the anointing. Your words will carry weight. When you speak, things will shift. When you declare, things will move. Be mindful of what you say. Be intentional with your words. The anointing does not operate in doubt. It requires unwavering faith, complete confidence, and the ability to see beyond the natural into the supernatural. Doors will open that no man can shut. Opportunities will present themselves that you did not seek. Favor will find you. This is not because of who you are, but because of what you carry. The anointing makes room for itself. You do not have to force things to happen. You do not have to strive. What is meant for you will find you. The anointing attracts provision, resources, and connections. It will bring the right people into your life. It will remove those who are not meant to be there. Trust the process. Trust the movement. Do not cling to what God is trying to remove. Do not hold on to relationships, positions, or situations that no longer align with your purpose. If something is being taken away, it is because something greater is on the way. You will experience moments of great testing. Do not resist the process. The anointing is refined. In fire, you cannot carry something this powerful without being tested. There will be seasons where you feel as though everything is being stripped away. You may feel like you are walking through darkness, unsure of what comes next. But this is the preparation. The anointing is not given lightly. It is costly. It requires sacrifice. It requires surrender. Those who are anointed must be willing to be set apart, to be molded, to be transformed. Do not fight the breaking. It is necessary for your elevation. Your discernment will sharpen. You will begin to see things before they happen. You will sense when something is not right. You will feel an uneasiness in your spirit before danger arrives. This is not paranoia. This is divine insight. The anointing allows you to perceive what others cannot. You will no longer make decisions based on what is seen, but on what is revealed. Trust what you feel in your spirit. Trust the warnings you receive. When something does not sit right with you, listen. The anointing protects. It guides. It warns. Pay attention to the nudges, the whispers, the subtle signals. They are not coincidences. They are divine direction. People will misunderstand you. Some will question why you move the way you do, why you believe the way you do, why you refuse to compromise. They will not see what you see. They will not feel what you feel. They will not understand why you cannot conform to what is acceptable. But you are not created to fit in. You were designed to stand out. The anointing does not blend. It is unmistakable. It sets you apart. Do not waste your energy trying to make people understand what they are not meant to grasp. Walk boldly in what you have been given. Everything you have been through has been leading you to this moment. The pain, the rejection, the losses. They were not setbacks. They were setups. They were necessary. They were preparing you. Nothing was wasted. Every experience, every challenge, every delay was working for your good. The anointing is not given to those who have had an easy path. It is reserved for those who have endured, for those who have been tested, for those who have been through the fire and emerged stronger. Do not shrink back. Do not downplay what is inside of you. Do not allow fear, doubt, or insecurity to keep you from stepping into your purpose. You have been chosen for something greater. You have been set apart for a reason. The anointing upon your life is not accidental. It is intentional. Walk in it. Own it. Embrace it fully. The world is waiting for you to step into who you were created to be. Everything you need is already inside of you. Now is the time. Move forward with confidence. You are not just anointed. You are dangerously anointed. Nothing and no one can stop what has been set in motion. Keep walking. Keep believing. Keep declaring. Everything that has been promised is already on its way to you. The weight of the anointing is not something you can run from. It follows you, pressing upon your soul like an unseen force, guiding your steps even when you do not understand where you are going. You may have tried to ignore it, to quiet the call that echoes in the depths of your being, but it will not be silenced. The anointing does not allow you to remain in places that no longer serve your purpose. It will cause you to feel restless in situations that others find comfortable. It will disrupt your sense of normalcy and push you towards something greater. You were never meant to live an ordinary life. There is something different about you, something that others may not be able to define, but they can feel it. You will notice that you cannot engage in certain conversations without feeling a shift in your spirit. The gossip, the meaningless chatter, the idle words, what once seemed harmless will now feel heavy. You will no longer be able to entertain negativity without feeling its weight on your soul. This is the refining of the anointing. Your words carry power, and what you speak, you manifest. The anointing requires discipline over your tongue. You will begin to notice that when you speak, things happen. Doors open, opportunities arise, situations shift. This is why you must be careful with your words. The power within you responds to what you declare. You do not beg for things, you decree them. You do not hope for change, you expect it. This is the authority that comes with being anointed. You will find that your presence alone can make people uneasy. Those who are not aligned with your purpose will react to you even if they do not understand why. Some will be drawn to you, sensing something in you that they cannot explain. Others will be repelled, feeling exposed in the light you carry. Do not take it personally. The anointing will reveal what is hidden. It will expose intentions, uncover motives, and bring the unseen to light. When you are around, masks will fall. Some will be uncomfortable because the presence you carry disrupts the falsehoods they have built their lives upon. They may reject you, but do not let this discourage you. Rejection is often redirection. When someone walks away, it is because they were never meant to be part of your journey. There will be seasons when you feel isolated, misunderstood, and set apart. This is the price of the anointing. You cannot walk in this power and remain surrounded by the same people who once knew you before you stepped into it. The more you grow, the more you will outgrow. The anointing will not allow you to remain small. It will not allow you to stay in places that no longer serve your destiny. You may try to hold on, but things will begin to shift around you. People you thought would always be there will disappear. Opportunities that once seemed secure will close. This is not a punishment. It is preparation. You cannot carry the weight of the anointing while holding on to things that no longer align with your purpose. Your prayers will change. No longer will you pray out of fear or desperation. You will pray with certainty, knowing that what you ask for is already yours. You will begin to see beyond what is in front of you and into what is possible. You will understand that faith is not about seeing, it is about knowing. You will walk with an assurance that confuses others, moving as if what you desire has already manifested. This is because in the realm of the Spirit it already has. The anointing does not wait for external confirmation. It moves in, the unseen, bringing forth what has already been decreed. Your mind will be transformed. What once caused you to doubt will no longer shake you. What once made you fearful will no longer have power over you. You will begin to see obstacles as opportunities, struggles as preparation, and setbacks as setups for something greater. The anointing gives you divine vision. Where others see lack, you see abundance. Where others see defeat, you see victory. You will no longer be moved by circumstances, because you will understand that everything is working in alignment with your purpose. Attacks will come. Do not be surprised when opposition rises against you. The anointing makes you a target. The enemy does not attack those who have no power. He comes after those who carry something valuable. If you have found yourself in constant battles, understand that this is confirmation of what you carry. The resistance is proof of your calling. The trials are evidence of the anointing upon your life. But know this: no weapon formed against you shall prosper. The battle has already been won. The more the enemy tries to break you, the stronger you will become. The more you are pressed, the greater the anointing that flows from you. You will find that you are drawn to solitude, not because you desire to be alone, but because the noise of the world no longer feeds you. The anointing requires time in stillness, in reflection, in communion with the divine. You will crave moments of silence, seeking wisdom in the quiet spaces where clarity is found. The world will try to distract you, to pull you into chaos, to fill your mind with noise. But you will know the value of stillness. You will understand that power is not found in striving, but in surrender. The anointing is not given to those who seek the approval of man, but to those who seek the presence of God. The way you move will change. You will walk with confidence, not because of who you are, but because of what resides within you. You will no longer seek validation from external sources. You will not need people to affirm what you already know. The anointing is not about appearance. It is about presence. You will step into rooms and command attention without saying a word, not because you seek it, but because the anointing cannot be ignored. It carries authority. It carries power. And those who recognize it will respond. Everything you touch will prosper. This is not arrogance. It is divine alignment. When you are walking in your anointing, doors will open effortlessly. What others struggle to achieve, you will accomplish with ease. This is not because you are better. It is because you are operating in purpose. The anointing creates a flow, a divine orchestration where things align in perfect timing. You will not have to chase opportunities. They will come to you. You will not have to force things to happen. They will unfold as they are meant to. The anointing attracts favor. It brings provision. It makes a way where there was none. You will no longer live in fear. The anointing removes the limitations of the mind. It breaks the chains of doubt, insecurity, and hesitation. You will move with the boldness that others do not understand. They will question how you remain so certain, how you continue to stand when everything around you is shaking. But you will know the truth. You will know that the power within you is greater than anything outside of you. You will know that you are guided, protected, and divinely positioned. Your past will no longer define you. The anointing has the power to break cycles, to shift destinies, to rewrite stories. What was once meant to destroy you will be used to elevate you. The pain you endured, the struggles you faced, the battles you fought, they were all necessary. They refined you. They prepared you. They shaped you into who you were always meant to be. Nothing was wasted. Every experience, every hardship, every moment of brokenness was part of your transformation. Do not be afraid to walk in your anointing. Do not shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Do not dim your light to fit in. You were not created to be ordinary. You were not designed to blend in. The anointing upon your life is not meant to be hidden. It is meant to shine, to impact, to transform. Walk in it boldly. Own it fully. Step into everything that has been prepared. For you, you are dangerously anointed, and nothing can stop what has already been set in motion. Keep moving forward. Keep believing. Keep walking in purpose. Everything that has been promised is already yours. You are not ordinary. You have been set apart, chosen, and divinely positioned for something greater. The anointing upon your life is not a burden, but a gift, a sacred responsibility that requires boldness, faith, and unwavering trust in the unseen. The challenges you face are not meant to break you, but to refine you, to prepare you for the destiny that has already been written. Do not fear the isolation, the opposition, or the weight of your calling. These are signs that you are walking in divine purpose. The anointing upon you will make a way, open doors, and bring forth everything that has been promised. You are a vessel of power, a carrier of light, a force that cannot be stopped. Stand firm in who you are. Walk with confidence. Move in faith. Let the world see the manifestation of the divine within you. You are dangerously anointed, and nothing can stand in the way of what has already been decreed over your life. Keep going. Your time is now.